Hi guys, it's Damien from the Brittle Box Candy Company. I'm here today to do another video on how to sell your candy and baked goods, cookies, whatever edible food products that you sell or make at home. And this one in particular is going to talk a little bit about working with Etsy, Etsy.com. We've had a lot of really good experience with Etsy selling our 500 plus items, catering events. We've done 15 countries around the world so far. We do a lot of business internationally as well as in the U.S. Many of the products that we make, we cater events such as weddings, corporate events, you name it, any type of gathering where you need something edible, something different. We've done quite a few. I think we're at about 570 or 580 events that we've done so far just on Etsy alone. Um, just to familiarize yourself with Etsy's website, I'll talk a little bit today about utilizing the site itself, kind of navigating through the site in regards to the features that it has. We've been selling there for 3 or 4 years now. So I'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I wanted to talk about is their dashboard. Their dashboard link, the feature on once you've opened your store and you have access to all of the features that they have. The dashboard is the first link on the top left side of Etsy's page. What that does is gives you a basic overview of what you've sold. For instance, for the day, you can check on some stats in regards to your sales. That can go from today's sales, today's information, yesterday's, the last week, and up to 30 days prior to. The dashboard is great, quick little overview of all of the stuff that's going on in your shop. We also have just below the dashboard, excuse me, we have the stats page. The stats page is a handy another feature that's super handy in regards to figuring out what you have available for for sale, what you have sold, and then your views, favorites, the amount of orders that you have, and then your revenue. The stats page, the stats link on Etsy.com has a numerous amounts of data, which is very, very important. You can actually specify what data you want. Either it be this year. You can check out specifically today's sales activities. You can check yesterday's, up to a week, 30 days, the last 12 months, this year, last year, and then all time. These stats that you can get off of this page are really, really important because it'll tell you the information that you've accumulated for sales, which you can do comparisons to the previous years, previous last year, to check and see which month has an increase or decrease. It allows you to kind of dig a little deeper and find out maybe why a January of this month you did more business than you did last January. You can check within the last week to see if you've got a holiday that's coming up, if your sales kind of spiked and have you gone up prior to the holiday. That may be the reason why. But a lot of useful information that you can sit down and kind of compare that Etsy offers. They're really a well-run website in regards to sales, tracking your sales, figures and data, what sells the best, what kind of views are you getting, and they even have traffic sources. Etsy has a fantastic traffic source where it will tell you exactly where customers are coming to your site, where they're coming from, whether or not you've used like Pinterest or a social media site. That'll track you and show you exactly where traffic is coming from there. As far as the bulk of our traffic specifically for our shop, we get the bulk of that from Etsy.com directly. For instance, this year alone, we've got 24,000 views just from Etsy.com. And then you can break that down as far as your views within Etsy. If it was a shop view, which is a direct view of the front page of your shop. If it's a listing directory, which is obviously just listings itself, if you had a view on, let's just say, chocolate pretzel sticks, it will tell you the listing view itself. It'll give an accumulation of those listings and all the views that were associated with it. All this data and information is really, really important, because if you have, let's say, 100 items on Etsy and you've got activity on about 80 of them, so you've got 20 of them that are not so active, you don't sell a lot of them, you don't seem to be moving a lot of that product. On Etsy, every 4 months, an item will either reactivate. If it's purchased, it automatically activates itself and charge you the 20 cents relisting fee. It'll relist itself. But after 4 months, if that product or a product in your shop is not selling, it won't relist. So it might be something you can remove from your shop to make it more efficient when it comes to listing products that are actually selling. So you don't want to keep relisting a product that if after 4 months maybe it's not selling. What I've tried to do is relist a product once or twice to give it some time. So if you've got like a 4-month window and a product doesn't sell, I like to try at least 2 to 3 times to relist it, and then at that point I won't relist it anymore. So you make the most use of your money, obviously, and then you also make the most use of your time, because you don't want to spend time going through and relisting products when it's not selling. So anyways, all of this data can be found in regards to once you've opened your Etsy shop, going into the quick links that they offer, which is all on the left-hand side of the Etsy page. Excuse me. And the stats are super, super important. Then you've got below that, the next one is orders. What you can do with the order link, once you click on that, that'll give you information in regards to open orders, orders that customers have placed with you and you haven't filled them just yet. In our business, we have about a 3 to 4 day window. Once an order is placed with us, we have about a 3-4 day window where we actually either we make the product, or if we have several orders before that, we have time to fill it. All of our product is made to order. It's freshly made. We do not pre-make, warehouse, or package anything. So the customer always gets specifically what is ordered. Sometimes orders are placed in advance of a date that they need it by. Sometimes weddings, we have a lot of brides that place orders 6 months, 7 months, even a year before they actually need it. So what we offer is in the section of the notes to seller, is that bride or that customer can place the order for the product, specify the date that they need it, and then we make it and ship it according to that date. This is great, especially when you're not advancing money. You're not putting money out to buy a product, to warehouse it, or to stock it somewhere and just hope and wait that somebody buys it. We have just really ingredients on hand that we put together to make a product. So it's really great. It keeps your overhead low. It keeps product fresh. And most of the time we get the customer satisfaction because of that, because we make the products and then ship it within a couple of days to arrive priority mail or next day air. So back to the Etsy pages and what they offer, the features that they have available to the sellers. They have a listing manager, which is the next one in line just after the orders. The listing manager is great. It actually will show you all the information and stats on your products that you have up. It also allows you to add a new product if you are in need of adding some additional new products that you've got or that you're going to make. This will be the area where you can do that. Just recently, Etsy did try, they have a new version listing manager that they have up. It makes it very, very simple. The pictures are larger. I love selling on Etsy because of the simplicity of adding new products, updating products. Every part and every aspect of selling a product on Etsy is super simplified. So it's just highly recommended. It's a site that if you're making products, anything you can make. If it happens to be a non-edible item like candles, if you handle beeswax, or if you make soap, It doesn't necessarily have to be a food product, but Etsy gets, from my opinion, 5 stars on how they operate. It's a great company, great place to sell from. So back to the listing manager. If you do use the listing manager, it offers the when you have an item expire, if it happens to not sell in that 4-month time, you can relist it using your listing manager. The sold out, if you happen to make a product specifically a custom order and you set the quantity at 1, a lot of times the sold out number will be those items because you only make 1 of those for a customer. So that accumulates the sold out listings as well. If you have some that are active, obviously, that are up for customers, that'll be on there as well. It'll give you a total number for those also. So within the listing manager, you can either add new products, you can relist expired products, or you can take a existing product and edit it if you need to edit it. You can add additional pictures, description, and all that information. The great thing is when you want to edit a product, you want to click on the product itself. You could simply hit the photograph, the actual image itself in the listing manager. And once that comes up, it'll pull up the listing itself. And then you can begin to edit anything from the title to the size, the shape, the category you want to put it in. Of course, Etsy also does a great job of giving a lot of categories for products. And they just recently updated their categories to include quite a few new ones. They have an increase, I've seen an increase myself, of food products and edible items on Etsy. So they've done a really good job of offering categories for people to sell those things on the site. So yeah, so once you've pulled up the listing, you can update everything. You can change categories, description, and I'll have another video specifically on the listing itself that can kind of be used for Amazon, eBay, and Etsy, any online place that you're selling. There's a lot of tips and tricks on how to utilize your words for descriptions, for search keywords, the initial description on the top as well as the description in the body. So we'll have those available too. So that's pretty much it for this one. I will go through it and have several new videos on how to add additional items, and hope to see you then. Thanks.